So those of you that are not familiar with this camera, just going to do a quick overview. You can see the ad up here in this corner right here. You can see all the stuff this thing came with. It was pretty amazing for its time. I remember as a kid, I was like amazed at just how, let's see here. Where's my ad at? Oh, there we go. This right here, this was the iconic picture right here. If you look over here, that, the kid doing that, like that was it. And at a time in 1987, you can see that little crawler going on down here. 1987 this came out, which video cameras would have been about like, I don't know, $2,000. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but they were ridiculously expensive. But I want to just show you the unique thing about this. And it's that it records on cassette tapes. Now they're a specific kind of cassette tape. I think it's a high bias tape. It's like a metal line tape as far as I understand it. And that's why I'm doing this live stream, because there's a lot more information. I'm going to make sure I have the facts down. But I know that it was a tape. It was a high bias tape. It was a little bit more expensive than other tapes. So, and I know in my case I only had one, but it looks like this one's like brand new. I ordered some of this stuff on eBay, and the thing would go in here, and it would spin about, I don't know, 3 times as fast. So it would basically be in fast forward. So you'd hear this thing. Now I don't have this thing powered up, which is kind of a bummer. But I just wanted to show you guys, to talk a little bit about it. And those of you that have never seen one of these, you can see this little video. I'm pointing to the wrong side. This little video right here is literally what it looks like. I say literally as in this is a video app on the iPhone. You can get it. It's called PXL2000 App. And it creates, that's what I'm streaming, this video stream right here. That's what it does. And I think that's one of the key elements. I wanted to bring it up here. Let's see if I have it. There's guys that have modified these things. I think this is like called a bent PXL2000. You can see all these different mods and stuff. People have done that and tried to make it easier to digitize. But I'll tell you what, the iPhone app PXL2000 is so it's so awesome, because well, you can see it. I'm pointing to the wrong side. Sorry about that. Look at that. That is amazing. And so if you want to get an experience of what it's like, you can try that app. And I think one of the biggest things about this camera that I think is unique, if you're going to try to use it now, you have some interesting hookups here, because you got like the old style video TV, where you have a little switcher box you have to plug in, so you got to get a little adapter for that. But with the app, you can experience what I think is one of the coolest things about it, is just the analog or digital analog, I guess how that would work out with Pixelvision. But it would basically give you static, like you're seeing right now on this little preview monitor here, that it's giving you that static, and just like those weird anomalies that happen when you go directly from the camera into a digital source, you lose a lot of that. You lose all of it, actually. There's no static at all. It's just Pixelvision. And so it's a whole different experience. Let's check out the chat here. Let's see what's going on. MK Me Lab, thanks for joining. Sweet Lou, what's up? All right. It does not have dual card slots. And so those of you that are familiar with it don't really care about this, but I'll just go over it anyways. So you basically have this viewfinder that's just a passive viewfinder. It shows you an idea of what you're going to get. And I'll tell you what, as a kid, it threw me off, because I would get up close to something, film it, and then it would be framed completely off. It was just not a good thing. And so you have that microphone on the front, and then I don't know if you can see, I'm going to try to catch it in the light here. This would be an indoor-outdoor little ND filter, which is kind of cool. And when you would spin that, it would darken up. Looks like this one still works, so that's good. It's a CCD. There's your controls right there on the bottom. Record, eject, play, rewind, and record. Record, yeah. Anyways, get that set up. Let's see what else we got. We got the record button on the back that would activate it, shut it down. And what this thing is infamous for is the way the battery compartment was designed. It's so hard to get the batteries in and out of this thing. And I know a lot of these that I've been looking at on eBay actually are set up to where they are broken down here just from people just hitting it. And this was one I got on eBay, and the foam's missing. It's all like dried up and deteriorated, but at least it's got that little flange that holds it. It's like a little plastic flange, so that's good. It's kind of neat. I think this is just something, this was supposed to be a winter project that ended up going well into now, and I still haven't messed with it. Mostly because once I discovered the iPhone app, I was like, wow, I'm getting a lot of the experience. And I'll bring it up here so you can really see this thing. Like, check that out. Like, that is so cool. And this gives you a basic idea of the Pixelvision, which I think is so amazing. And I don't know how many people we have hanging out here. Yeah, the batteries. Oh, and so you know what? I think, let me see here. I thought I brought in something. I set it somewhere. Where did I put it? One moment, one moment. More awkwardness. I set it down somewhere. am I gonna have to leave? I'm gonna have to leave. So let me go get something real quick. But before then, I'm gonna show you the commercial. So check out this commercial, and I'm gonna go get something.
You've always been heard, but now you can be seen. Introducing the PXL2000 camcorder. With the same audio cassette that makes your music, it makes videos. Sight and sound at a price that's easy to handle. Just shoot and play back on the PXL2000 TV. The PXL2000 video system. Now you can be seen and heard.
All right, perfect timing. Are you kidding? Hopefully that came through okay. I don't have my earbud in to just double check, but that was the commercial. That was the thing that was like, as a kid, I'm like, what did I just see? I need that. I want that. But this was something, let me switch back to my main camera here. This is something that I didn't even know existed. You can see it right here at the bottom. I'm teasing it right here. PXL2000 action strap. Isn't that crazy? Now this is stuff, this still, I like it. It still has the price tag on it. It cost $8.99. I'm not sure how much I paid for it. But this would be your action pack. You're getting a sneak peek of this. And I don't even know if it would fit on me. But what this action pack offers is a little holder for all your AA batteries, right? Your PXL2000 mount right there, and then the PXL2000 tape. Now, if you notice, it's got the little flanges here, which means you'd put the tape in unprotected. Can I fit this thing? Actually, let's try it on. Might as well try it on, right? If we're gonna have it. I'm trying to be really delicate with this stuff. I'm not gonna load up the battery cartridge because I couldn't afford it. All those batteries. All right, so let's see here. So this goes in, I guess, like this. And I might have to, okay, so it's face down. Goes in face down. And it's really neat. That's one thing that I think is so amazing about eBay, is that you find stuff that really, it wasn't available. Like, I don't think this was really sold here locally. So it goes like that. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest, it's a little loose. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know if I have that in right, but I'm going to leave it like this. Just, I guess it wouldn't make sense for it to be up because it wouldn't be protected. So I guess it goes down. It might be a little melted from the years. Oh yeah, that much better. Much better. It does make sense. It's got a tight fit now. Face down protected. So I guess the magnetic strip's protected. Yeah, this tape, this says this is 90 minutes, but this would be about 3 minutes on each side, which is so unique because you think about Super 8 film, it's about 3 minutes. So yeah, it's just whatever, unrelated. But all right, so there's that. Let's see what here. It's got a nice latch. Oh boy, okay. All right, hang on. Oh, there's no more. Can't loosen it anymore. I can't. Sorry guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's unfortunate. Let's just simulate it, I guess, if I can. I can't even reach. So then that would be hooked like that. And I guess you just hook that thing like, oh man, this would have been crazy. But I got, there it is. Look at that. There it is. Let's bring that around. So as a kid, this would have been pretty stinking amazing. I think that would have been amazing, just being able to walk around and be like, hey, what's up? You want to make a movie? I mean, I might just have to show up like this. Anyways, I'm thinking I might end up just buying 2 straps and then connecting them. These aren't too expensive, but I don't know what the point of that would be, but I think it'd be worth it, don't you? All right. Well, that's cool. That's the first time I gotta get that out and mess with it. Oh gosh, there we go. So what else did I have to go over here? Let's check out some of these comments. And I am reading the comments. I don't see any major questions coming through. But if you have something you really want me to know, make sure you send it again in case I missed it. I'm trying to pay attention to all those. But I thought it was pretty neat being able to set up this stream with the actual video preview. So you get the closest idea to it. This would be an amazing, like to get this kind of lighting on the actual PXL2000, you would have needed the sun, like directly in front of you. Like it needed a lot of light. That was one of the downsides to the PXL2000. Yeah, that's so cool, Chad. I guess I've never really talked to you about that. That's pretty neat. That was one thing. Oh, and here, yeah. There's the back of that. Kind of shows you all the stuff with that strap. I mean, this would have been really neat. Look at that. Khakis. Classy. I think there's some other add-on components. I can't remember what they were. It's sort of like one of those things I've been searching on eBay, just kind of keeping an eye out. Yeah, I'm going to actually try to shoot something. I know I have this app going, but I'm thinking I want to actually do it for real, because that's sort of like, it's sort of the same as shooting Super 8. It's the aesthetic of the awkwardness of the camera and how it handles and the weird glitches it creates and stuff like that. And there's some more stuff I'm going to talk about in the actual video when I do this, because there's a little backstory to this, because I wanted one of these, but these are still about $175. And in 1987 money, that's like $1 million for a kid. So there's a little backstory to that I wanted to talk about. And I ended up ordering like the whole box just to have all the components, because it's got this little TV here, which I thought was really neat, because you could tune in regular TV stations and stuff back then. Let me see here. I want to make sure, because I had some other stuff preset, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget it. I had this set up. Now it's really low resolution, but you can see all of the things. I think it even came with batteries, but what was really cool was there's that little adapter. You have to look back behind the camera. There's that little TV adapter, and that thing, I lost mine for the longest time. And when I was finally moving, I had this old television. I was moving it downstairs, and there it was, still plugged into the back, into the little fork prongs. It's pretty neat. But let's see here. All right, what's the picture preview we're showing in the shot? Yeah, this is a 2-cam. I'm going big time. This is giving you a preview, Eric, of what it would look like on the PXL2000. Got to look at which camera I'm looking at here, and get some extra inception by looking at a PXL2000 in Pixelvision. I mean, you have to think about this too. Like, I keep going back to the 1987, even if I think it was closer to like 89 or 90 is when I got mine, maybe 89. And it was, you got a TV and a camera. Like, I know kids right now have phones and all this stuff, but back then it was unheard of. Yeah, that TV adapter. And you know what's, Chad, you know what's crazy about that TV adapter is, like, it's so expensive, like, for what it is. And it's like, it's sort of not important, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want just a regular one. I want one that says PXL2000 on it. Actually, I think I have one here. Let me see. Oh, no, mine isn't included. Yeah, see, mine's missing. Mine's missing out of my box. So the guy that sold me mine probably snagged it out, because it's about $30 or something like that. It's crazy. Get Torny. I do plan on doing some more YouTube videos. I want to try to get in a schedule. It's kind of crazy. Those of you who have been following me closely and stalking me, you might already know that
You've always been heard.
Sorry about that. Technical issue. I've been doing a lot more TikToks and stuff like that. So if you're over at TikTok, not that anybody has to download it, but I've been like doing some different things, repurposing some old tutorials and just kind of trying to reach out to a newer audience. But it's a lot faster turnaround, so I can do it in between the other video productions. But yeah, so thanks for joining in. I wasn't going to run this too long, so if there's any major specific questions, let me know. And I like this view a lot better. It's cooler. Also, this is, as I was mentioned before, I streamed again, or I streamed previously. I think it's unlisted now, but I'm just also testing out OBS, so I'm getting the hang of that. But Dave, man, what do we got here? Yeah, and see, yeah, that's cool. And yeah, there's some backstory I'll talk about in the actual video. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, there's a story to that too, because yeah, just some older people that got a hold of one of the cameras and they were doing some stuff and giving reviews over the camera even back then. Yeah, let's see this thing on a gimbal, right? I wonder, that would be kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it would be worth putting. It's such low quality, like to the point of I think of some people might give like VHS or even Super 8 a bad rap for like low quality compared to 4K, but it's so bad. The only thing that, in my opinion, the only thing that makes it worthwhile is these anomalies, these glitches, and like the background noise. Because when this thing would run, it would basically be like the whole time. Right here's the microphone, right in the front. But yeah, I'm curious, Eric, did you ever know that this camera even existed? Were you around? Did you ever hear about it in your younger days? No. The older guys I was talking about, the backstory, I don't want to give it away, but basically they did a review on this, and it basically made my parents not get it for me because they were like, the review was bad review, and I was like, no. So yeah, so that was what the guys did with the camera, and it was a bummer because I was a little kid. It was basically, you can go and watch it. I guess I'll just mention it. Siskel and Ebert, they freaking gave a review on this thing, and it was like a Christmas special review, and it was basically postponed me getting one of these cameras for almost a year because they did a review. They're like, it's good, but I think it'll just make kids want a nicer camera, which it was exactly the case. It was just good enough to make me want a nicer camera. But the whole point was, in the meantime, I wanted to be using this. But anyway, so there's the backstory. You got the sneak preview, those of you that are watching this now. But yeah, it was loud. And it is funny, maybe that is like, because I haven't talked to you, Chad, in a little while. It's funny that you we're getting back into your PXL2000. It was one of those things because I save everything, and for whatever reason, it was the early days of eBay. I'm like, I'm just gonna sell it. And even back then, I think I got out of it what we paid for it, like $140. And then later on, I'm like, I actually made some of my first films would have been on this, but unfortunately, I recorded them somewhere on VHS and outputted them, but because we only could afford one tape that came with it, I would just re-record over it. So we watched it a few times, and then I would rewind it and say, let's make a new movie. And then the last time I used it, which I taped over everything, I recorded just me and my brother and my neighbor playing ping pong for 3 minutes in a dark basement, so you don't see anything. So I basically erased everything that I had created. But it's kind of funny because I'll talk more about it in the actual video review of it. But the very first videos I made with this, I'm going to do my best to track down as much as I can. I don't think they exist, but the very first video, it's hilarious to think what it is, but I don't think I have a copy of it. So I'll have to just do very creative storytelling. But anyways, I think that's all for now. I'm going to head out, get back to our main channel. You saw, got that cool little ticker down below. And let me see if there's anything else. I think that's everything. All right. Well, thanks again for watching. There's nothing that I know of, Lou, that's on my channel right now with the PXL2000. That was where it didn't make the crossover that well because you got to really be like, it's like the old school engineering. Like you got to really hook this thing up right to get it inputted into a digital source. It's a little bit easier now with some of the technology, and it's such a low quality that all you need is like a DVR, a little box DVR. I think, like Chad, you would know, like I think just one of those little FPV style DVRs, just do the RCA inputs and then a little converter box. But the only way I knew how to do it was you send it into a VCR, don't record on the VCR, but use the VCR as the hub because it has the hookups. That's literally, it's been so many years ago since I've hooked it up, but I'm going to try to do more of these live streams. It's more fun, especially if there's stuff, because I'm thinking this is the reason I'm doing this. I actually spent some time setting this up, but I want to do it because of, like Chad, like knowing that I had no idea that you were more involved. So if there's more stuff that I can talk about just to make the review better. So it also gets a video out there, but it also lets me talk a little bit more. And I'm thinking, if I bring that chat up, let's see here. I guess, yeah, I can do that. That way people that are watching this recording will actually know who I'm talking about and what I'm referring to. So there's the chat right up there, if that's even visible. Is that like, yeah, if you go full screen, you can see it, right? This is some of the layout and stuff that I'm still technically working out. Oh, Lou. Yeah, I don't have anything on my channel with this actual camera. It was really hard to make the transition. And it's just one of those things. I was a little kid, so there's one, it's super hard to see. I think now, because the technology is so good, I think I can like boost the contrast and stuff. But I recreated this skit where it was like a news broadcast, and I was pretty excited how it turned out. Of course, though, I had my brother film. He used the viewfinder, and everything's slightly lower, so he filmed and cut off my head the whole time. So anyways, there's a lot of old videos like that. There's much more on VHS, but thanks again for watching. A couple of things I'm trying to learn with these live streams is saying and also understanding that I have to fill the space, because when I'm not talking, you guys don't hear anything other than the hum of my little laptop computer, my 2012 laptop. This is all running out of. If anyone's interested, I'm putting this video feed through an iPhone. It's going through, actually, let's see here. I was thinking I could film it, but I am using a laptop camera for my other camera. The phone is just plugged in, and I'm using that source as the source feed. And this is an app called PXL2000. So gives you a little idea. So if those of you that are interested, they might have this available for the Android phones. You guys can check it out. But anyways, go make something. Eric's giving me my cues. I'm just reading the chat like a teleprompter. Thanks for watching. If there's anything else you'd like to know, be sure to look for me on Twitter. And like I said, if you want to catch up on a little bit, you can go to tiktok.com/@NopTop. It's a little different than a typical URL. Then you can just watch a lot of the different videos without having to download it to an app on your phone if you don't want to do that. And you can catch up on a little bit, but I have been doing stuff. And then you can also check out some of the actual video work I've been doing with Peter Schriepel on his channel. So I think I was actually supposed to go in and work on some stuff today with him. So oops, I got caught up in this and I didn't want to stop what I was doing. But